Hello, YouTubers, Twitters, Facebookers, Vampire Freaks, whatever out there I forgot. This is yours truly, Donovan Kelly, coming at you, aka 534 Goth. I am reporting from Dearborn Heights, Michigan, Transitions Ramp Park, as you see here. I like to say my second home. I'm pretty much, you can say I live here most of the times. I believe this is October. I don't know what date it is, but it's October. Wait, I do know what date it is. I'm lying. I believe this is October 12th, 2012. And this vlog is going to be pretty much talking about the different religions. When I speak, different types of witchcraft. Now, I, too, myself, I was not brought up to be a witch. That's obvious, living in Detroit and all. I was a Christian from the age of 2 years old all the way till, I'll say, the age of 22 is when things started to, come to the light for me. I just got out of it. I got tired of all the crap, Now, I know God exists. I know all that, because where the trees come from, man didn't make the nature. Man didn't make rain and that. That's not man-made stuff, A God made that. But now I know what you're saying. Well, what happened? Well, what happened? I changed. I evolved. I transformed, if you will, if that's okay for me to say. I dabbled into witchcraft. I started to really get into it. And my mom always tells me, for people who's watching this, no one got me into it. More or less, it fell upon my eyes where it's like, okay, I was interested. It's the difference between somebody, forcing you into something, but nobody forced me into nothing. I mean, even the way I dress, the makeup and the piercings and all that, the shaving of the sides of the head and all that, different haircuts and whatnot. It was my job to spice my image up, because I knew at one point I was going to get out of that other shit I was into. I got tired of all that crap I was wearing, the baggy pants and all. It just wasn't me, And my mom always says it all the time, like, those people done this. I'm like, no one done anything. I changed. I think I feel 10 times better than what I do now than I felt when I was in my early 20s, So, but that's what this video is going to be talking about. No one changed me to be into dark magic. I just pretty much got myself into it now. Hypothetically speaking, I'm a baby broom. And for those that don't know what that term means, now people say they're goth and they're baby bats. Well, when you're a witch and you're into the occult stuff, the cultic stuff, and the witchcraft type of thing, I use the term baby broom, and a baby broom is somebody who's still learning. I'm still learning. You got to remember, guys, everybody's watching this, I just got into this stuff back in 2007, and so the needle still kind of hit the surface. There's lots of items I still got to buy. I mean, I don't got all the things I should have. I just recently started my own occult, and why? Because I thought it was to me, it was a calling for me. So if you ask me, this was something that was calling out to me for the whole time. I needed a religion, one. Two, I needed a religion that was more powerful for me, because the Christian thing was not working. I just got out of it. Now, my mom, she's a Christian. I'm not, though. I'm not. I totally devote myself to being a witch. Like I said, I'm still a baby broom. I still got a lot of learning to do. I still got to buy books and materials. I got few things that I should have. I got candles. As you see, I got different necklaces. I got the ring for scrying. I actually found this ring in my parents' house. I don't know where. I think my mom bought it or something from a garage sale, and it's so ancient. And it looks like a ring that would be used for witchcraft. So I found that. She always asks me when she sees it around my neck, "Where'd you get it?" I'm like, "I got it from here at home." I saw it laying around the bathroom some sort of way, and I knew it was something my mom had years ago, and I'm like, well, she's not into witchcraft. So I took it, put my own energy into it, and the ring is for scrying. Oh, yes, and everybody keeps asking me about the skull head. The skull head means one for the dead. What I simply mean by that is the kind of magic I'm into the dark stuff. It's necromancy, so it means I'm not afraid of apparitions and spirits or any of that. I'm one with them. I'm there for them to, more or less, if this makes any sense, they're my guy. The dead is my guy. If that makes any sense to you, because I'm into necromancy, okay? Now, I know what everybody thinks. Well, you go to grave. I don't go knocking tombstones over or any of that. And yes, I do go to the graveyard for another reason, to take graveyard dirt. But I put things back. You take and you give. You don't just go to a graveyard and take shit, because then you're just asking for trouble. You know, as a witch, you're not supposed to fear any of that, and that's what the skull head means. It means one with the dead and one with life too, one with the living, if that makes any sense. It's a cross in between life and death. That's what the skull head means. A lot of people ask me, what does the skull head mean? That's what it means. Now, everybody out there who's looking and watch this video, why don't you have a pentagram around your neck? I'm going to answer that vaguely as I can. I don't think just because you're a witch, you have to depict everything about it. All the stuff I'm wearing, that's all that matters. That's all it should matter. Witchcraft is not only to be seen with the eye, it's something on the inside too. It's a religion, it's an emotion, it's a way of life, it's a lifestyle, if you will, as well. It's up here and it's in here. That's all that matters. Now, people think just because I was a Christian, then that means you can't do magic and dark magic on people. It won't work because you're a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a good-hearted person. But it's the person who can possess the energy. It's the person, individual who can possess. That's what makes you a witch. I don't listen to anybody. I've had enemies that tell me it ain't going to work. Okay? Oh, well, it'll backfire. No, that's where you're wrong. That's if you have guilt. And why the hell would you have guilt on someone that didn't give a damn about you in the first place? Okay? That's what I want to get into in a few minutes here. This is a vial of graveyard dirt. I got this graveyard dirt from a graveyard not too far west of here. It's called Witchcraft Cemetery in Westland, Michigan, on Henry Rough Road. But see, when I go to a graveyard and get my dirt, I use my dirt for different spells that I use. Okay. Actually, someone here at the park gave me a good idea. They were talking to me, and they know that what I'm into. They go, Diamond, where's that dirt that you carry all the time in the vial? You should get it and wear it around your neck. I never thought of that. And this person is not a witch or anything, okay? And they gave me the idea, so I'm like, that makes sense. So the reason for the graveyard dirt is for the spells I use, but the reason I'm wearing it around my neck, like I told you before, it's the same reason, the same symbolism as the skull that's around my neck. That stands for the dead. I got graveyard dirt from a graveyard, and the dead is going to be my guide when I need it. More or less like a spirit to guide me through the trials and errors and tribulations I go through in life, but the other way, you know what I mean? But yeah, I want to get into this now. I recently got into a little altercation here with some people I knew for 8 years. And I ain't like saying this is all going on YouTube, so I ain't gonna be mentioning no names or nothing like that. But I knew these people for 8 years, and they decided to just turn around and stab me in my back. I mean, for 8 years they done it. You know, I know everybody's watching the video now. It should take just one time for somebody to F you over. You should be done after that. But I'm the kind of person, I give people chances and chances and chances. I'm about to be 30 years old, guys, in another 3.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks and 16 days to be exact. At one point in time, you got to stand up for yourself and say, this is a fuck enough of this pushing around and all this crap. You know, so now, see, these people I'm fighting with, they know I'm into the stuff, too. They've even told me to do spells for them on enemies. And what's funny is the people they would tell me to do spells and curses on for them, these happen to be people that they were telling me to do spells on, these people that I know for 8 years. I didn't like those people myself that they were telling me to hex and curse. They would come up to me, Donovan, here's a picture of this person. Hex her, hex this person. I'm like, that's fine, because I didn't like them any fucking way, my damn self. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I'm so sick of this too. Now, I love witches. I don't respect anybody's coven or their occult. I don't disrespect any Wiccans. I don't disrespect any pagans. I don't disrespect any Satanists. None of that. But this is my thing. Now, I know I'm right, and I know a lot of people who watch this video is probably gonna, you know, they're gonna all probably agree with me on this. Okay. I asked a girl I knew. She's from like Rochester or something, and I just got advice. And to me, I felt like lady. I think her name is Lady Fair Moon or something like that. You're an awesome woman, by the way. You're awesome. I watched your channel just tonight is when I actually discovered it. But I don't like how people always tell me only use magic for bad. Because, see, that's a load of bullshit, okay? One, you know what kind of witchcraft you're getting into. You know what you're getting into, alright? To me, when someone tells me, oh, banish the enemy, don't curse them, don't do this, it'll come back on you. I don't give a damn about what the spell does to them, okay? Then you're wrong, because if you don't have, if I'm not mistaken, you don't have any guilt. Well, that's what sevenfold is. You don't have any guilt, it shouldn't come back on you. And again, like I said so many times in all my videos, why the hell would you have guilt towards an enemy if they hurt you so many times? You see what I'm saying? When someone, when I asked this girl advice and she goes, oh no, hell no, don't use your magic for bad. That's a load of shit. But what about the people that are witches that are into witchcraft? What about those people that are witches that are in witchcraft that are not pagans? We all are not pagans. We all are not Satanists. We all are, or you know what? Wait, we all are not pagans. We all are not Wiccans. What about the people that do study the dark magic? What about us, the ones that do study the dark stuff? So what you're saying is, I should more or less, if you're telling me more or less what you're telling me when you say banish the enemy and that's it, and put them underneath my feet, what you're telling me is to go and lick my enemy's ass and be friends with them more or less. Because no, see, you can use magic for bad. If you couldn't use magic for bad, then why do they have this stuff online? Why do they have New Age stores all over the planet? Why do they have voodoo dolls? That's all dark magic, correct? Exactly. I'm not into that Wiccan stuff. That's not me. Now, sure, there's people out there into it. Like I said, I love all witches. I love all pagans. That's fine. But my thing is, you can use, why can't you use magic for bad? You're telling me to banish the enemy. More or less what you're telling me is, you're saying the same thing Christians say. You're telling me to fucking, oh, love thy neighbor. So more or less, you're putting it in other terms, love thy neighbor, but you're more or less saying, love thy enemy, which I'm not. I've done spells on 4 enemies so far. 4 enemies I had. And it's just last year, just this past year. All 4 of those enemies, they're suffering. One by one. I see it. I know it when I see them. They give me these dirty looks and everything like that. I'm like, I told you I was going to get you. You know, from the little incident I told you guys about, like, that happened last year here at the park, you know. And I told them, they're like, oh, they told my mom and some crap. They go like, oh, well, your son says he's going to do a spell on them. What do you think telling my mom's not going to do anything? She's a Christian. I'm not. So when you tell me that, oh, I should banish the enemy and no, I'm not forgiving my enemy. You don't tell someone that. What about people who do study the dark stuff? So as far as I'm damn concerned, that's a bunch of BS, because there's people that are into dark magic. There's people into white magic. There's people that are into the good stuff. There's people into the dark stuff. I know from experience and knowledge, nothing came back on me at all, and it's not going to, because I'm strong-minded up here. As long as I know what I'm doing and I keep a clear head about what I'm doing, I know it. I don't have any guilt in my enemies. Here's a question for you. You're minding your own business. Somebody comes up and punch you in the face, and you defend yourself out of defense. Are you going to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I hit you back"? Well, I'm using that as an example, and I'm putting this in layman terms, just out of knowledge and experience. Okay? All magic is not the same. All witches are not the same. All witchcraft is not the same. You guys are saying it as if there's only good magic. No, there's only good witches. No, they're not. You could be a good person, but you could study dark magic, and that's what I'm into. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's a load of bullshit. No, I will not use my magic on enemies for good, because they don't deserve good. They don't deserve me. They don't deserve me in their life. Now, if a friend comes up to me and say, Donovan, can you make her relationship work out a little better? That's a different story. Then I understand helping someone through magic in a good way, but I'm studying the dark stuff. 90% of the time, I'm studying the dark stuff. And when someone does something to me so drastic, when I can't defend you with plan A, and plan A is physically, then I'm going to get you with plan B, okay? Most definitely. So, you know, like I said, I'm still a baby broom myself, and that's why I asked everyone advice. They're always telling me, oh, you should only banish the enemy. That's a load of shit. But I'm not into the magic you're into. You're into this good shit. I'm not into good magic. I'm into the dark stuff. I know from experience. So as far as I'm concerned, I just want to put that out there because I'm tired of people only looking at magic saying you only use magic for good. No, that's if you're into good magic. I'm not into good magic. You know, I'm so sick of repeating that every time. My occult, what I got, we're all into the same kind of magic, you know. That's their choice. But I'm saying this is what I'm into, guys. You want to study your good magic? That's fine. We're all into this together. We're all in this occult. We're all studying it. If you want to do your good magic, that's fine with me. Like I said, I have no problem with witches that are good. I have no problem with witches that study the white magic. I have no problem with Wiccans. I have no problem with pagans either. But I'm simply saying is, it's more than one kind of magic out there. There's more than one kind of witch out there. There's more than one type of witchcraft out there. You know what I mean? And I'm being damn careful and well aware of what I'm doing. I mean what I do. They're enemies. They don't deserve nothing but bad. They've done something bad to you. They deserve things that go bad for them. You know, I had someone here say, I done a spell on the enemy and it's working the opposite way instead of the way I wanted it to. Well, like I say, you know what I tell them? I'll say to them, I'm still a baby broom. I just freshly got into this. This is 2012. Okay, so I've been into this stuff, for about 6 years now? We're talking about, there's people that are into the dark magic. They've been into the dark magic for several years than I have. I just got into it in 2007 and 2008. That's when I really, really got into it. So I still got a lot of learning to do. I still got materials I got to buy. Sure, I got a few candles, a few black candles here and there. You know, I've got my jewelry and all that. I got my Wagner doll and all that stuff. But I got to have enough knowledge to go along with that. I'm not just going to okay, this person called me a faggot, so I'm going to go cast a spell on them. No. This could be a lethal weapon. My mom used to always tell me, your mouth could be a lethal weapon. See, my magic, that's always a second resort. I never resort to my magic as the first result. That's always a second resort. If I could tell you off with my voice, you know, and I could fight you physically, that's a different story. I'm not going to be one person walking up to someone starting crap and this and that and the other and all that out the clear damn blue, none of that. But what I'm simply saying is what this vlog's talking about, and this has been riding on my mind since that day, you know. Like, not all of us witches are into good magic, you know. Like, at one point in time, you've got to think, like, there's more witchcraft-related religions out there than Wicca. There's more witchcraft-related witchcraft out there than pagan. That's not me. That's not the path I chose to walk down. I chose the darker magic. That's what I'm into. And yes, I know what I'm getting myself into. Yes, I know what I'm doing. Yes, I know about sevenfold. But that's only if you don't have a clear head. You have guilt. If you have guilt towards your enemies, then you shouldn't even be a witch. Because that's what that's all about. It's about defending yourself and improving yourself and empowering yourself. I never have guilt in my enemies. I mean what I do. That's why it says, so mote it be. Which means it's done, it's a wrap, sleep on it. You don't say, oh, God, I hexed that guy. He went and put my sister in a wheelchair. You know, that's like telling me to go and lick someone's ass and they done me wrong. When you defend yourself, someone done something to you? Exactly. So what I'm simply saying, like I said, I have no problem with Wiccans. I have no problem with pagans. But what I'm simply saying, you know, and you know who you are, you know, what I'm simply saying is there's not only one kind of magic. Good magic, it's not only good magic. It's just bad magic, all kinds of magic. But like I said before, if you got a clear head, you don't have any guilt, you don't have to worry about sevenfolds. I know all about it from knowledge. Like I said, I'm still a baby broom in this situation because I just started getting into it, like I said, back in 2007 and 8, and that's when I kind of, you know, really, really got into it. My mom, she kind of suspected. She knows I'm no longer a Christian. She's a Christian, but I'm not. I'm not into it. Believe it or not, if it's a way that you could get baptized the other way, I would love to do that. But like I'm simply saying, is from experience, from knowledge. And I'm simply saying, there's probably a lot of people that's watching this video are probably going to agree. Probably some may disagree. That's your thing, but it's the truth. There's not only good magic. There's good magic out there, and there's bad magic. And that's the path I chose. Don't tell me to just only use my magic for good. Hell no. They're enemies. I'm not going to have any guilt in someone that done shit wrong to me. Nor am I going to be one of those type of people that just cast the spells on everybody. No. That's always a second resort for me. That's always a second resort to me. I don't just jump I don't just jump the gun and say I'm going to do a spell on that person. That person called me a faggot. That person called me a freak of nature. That person called me a hermaphrodite. No. That's always plan A, I resort to that. Plan B, I resort to that. Plan A is just, stand up for myself. Because then you become greedy with magic, and you're just wasting magic on times you really need to use it. Don't just go casting spells on everybody. If you can't defend yourself physically, then you get them that way. But, I just want to get that out there, guys. Like, you should use magic for bad if that's what you're into. You don't have any guilt. You got nothing to worry about. Even that time Sandra LaVey said that before he died in his Satanic Bible. He said, if I'm not mistaken, on chapter 2, smite me and I smite you. Smite the other cheek and walk away. And what he's simply meaning by that is someone does something bad to you, you do it bad to them. But don't have guilt when you do it. Then, yeah, if you have any guilt, yeah, it'll backfire on you, your family, your household. Different fucking scenario. I have no guilt on my enemies. I mean what I done. I'm not going to be friends with those fucking losers again. I'm not going to be friends with those people again that done all these nasty things to me. And that's why I say, so mote it be, and move on. But I just wanted to get it out there, guys. Like, I just totally disagree with people when they tell me to only use my magic for good. Because if you ask me, as a witch, you're telling me to go back and be friends with my enemy. That's the same thing that the Christians say, love thy neighbor. And what you guys are simply telling me is love thy enemy. That is totally wrong. You're wrong. That's not the way that goes. Now, if you're into good magic, that's a different thing. But I'm not into the good magic. I'm into the dark stuff. So what I'm simply saying, you can use magic for bad, but don't have any guilt on your enemies. For then is sevenfold, and they will come back on you. That's why I say mote it be. This is yours truly, signing off, a.k.a. This is yours truly, Donovan Kelly, coming at you, a.k.a. 534 Guy. Subscribe me, add me, inbox me, comment me up, tell me what you thought about my videos, If you, like I said, if you haven't subscribed me, go ahead and subscribe me. I got an interesting channel here. I'm sorry, I've been kind of out of it. I have to record from my Android phone here because I let somebody borrow my tablet and they have not yet returned it, and they're not getting it. If that's what they think they're keeping it, they're not. But you guys have a good night. Halloween's coming up. Hell yeah, most definitely. How important Halloween is to most people who are witches and part of the occult and covens, all the Wiccans and pagans and people like individuals like myself too. Halloween's a very important time. It's a very important season of time. Very important time of the season for people like me and everybody else that part of the occultic and coven related thing. But like I said, I'm signing off. That's pretty much all I have to say. I just wanted to get it out there. You guys have a good night. To all my witches and pagans too. And everybody that's out there part of the occult and the coven. So mote it be. Bless it be. And let it be. Later.